to me, I share on my Facebook and so yeah. Okay.
Kosuanity era one radio empenyini say yensoma na motenten yesoma banyasafo era one radio yedin sem anumuaye ebre.
Aden urefiana say to me manya eni about Aden mani suwa fosunade Aden me ba Aden kra hey useni da sosa eni da so.
Okay, good evening, around radio listeners all over the world, whether you are listening to us from the Modern Ghana radio station or Facebook or YouTube. I know you wanted to listen to the details of the song, and that's one side. There is still hope. Yash, and there, yeah, February 1st, yeah. Yasha Busuma see the net, and that's all. And tell you, Dr. Charles Manu. Yedi eni daso ebrem yenye nyame ntintu mfa so yeni daso ebrem na mum asase so eni daso a advice kakra between the abo mamo life na koyen en ye be ntinyimre ye betwa they started 2 weeks ago. We started with new year new you, and we looked at how you can set up goals, have a vision for the year, because we believe that sometimes if you plan well you don't fail. And if you fail to plan, then you're going to have the repercussions. So we are teaching in a small nutshell what we have learned that will be of benefit, especially Dr. Charles Manu. He's going to be doing a lot of the talking. I am just as they say, the champion of the program. So for those of you who haven't met or heard Dr. Charles Manu, he is a PhD holder, very learned, very smart. He works in the Maryland. Maryland. Let me just brag a little about you. You're a smart guy, and of course, he hails naturally from Ghana, but then he has become a U.S. property now. He is part of our Health is Worth team, and actually gives us very good presentation. So he has a background of finance too. So he's a jack of all trades and still master of all. And he's married to Mrs. Vera Manu. So for those of you thinking whether he's hooked or single, I just told you he's fully married, so he's already taken. All right, so like I said, we started with our New Year, New You series, and today we're going to continue. I think we might end up finishing this series today. I don't know, but then being the fact that he's very busy, I don't know where he's going to take us, but he will do his very best to take us far. All right, Doc, we normally start with our warm-up series. So we're going to go this way. Of course, you know, US and Russia having a little bit of beef going on. Ghana for any beef into Russia for deciding some invade Ukraine. Do you think this is going to bring about a third world war? I'm a bit scared.
I don't think so. The fact of the matter is Americans have made themselves the world's police.
Like that.
They want to meddle into every single affairs, even the ones that don't concern them.
Okay.
You know, you look at a country like Congo, South Sudan, even Ghana. Whenever they hear there is some sort of natural resource or there are natural resources, they go there with a pretense of providing peace, so-called peacekeepers.
Okay.
They did that in most of the Middle Eastern countries, dethroning Saddam Hussein, dethroning Muammar Gaddafi, Hosni Mubarak. I'm sorry. Yes, I think that is his name. of Egypt, right? And so whilst they destabilize the country, they steal and siphon the natural resources there. All right. So it's not the fact that they want to protect the Ukrainians. Their eyes are on something that the Russians also want.
Wow.
Come on. Come on. Have they finished defending their own discrimination in this country? The brutalities, police brutalities, homelessness, houselessness, poverty, hunger. There's so much that they can fight for within the United States of America.
Well,
These United States.
Yeah, I think you have a point, but the other side is that whatever they do here, they do something positive. So I looked at it in a very double-edged sword. Sometimes they go here to do what they have to, but I think they're after peace. Anyway, that is a different topic on this. So we're just looking at on the general view whether this is going to bring about a third world war, which you said that it's not going to happen. But I believe America have gone into places that have provided help, but at the same time too, it can be looked at subjectively. Subjectively. All right, let's go to our second warm-up question. We're looking at Blasters now. Of course, you are a soccer fanatic, so that makes my work very easy. Now, Ghana has narrowed down to, I think, almost two coaches. One is Chris Houghton. I think he hails in Ireland. And then we have Otto Addo. These are the two people that they are zeroing in. What is your pick? Do you think Chris will get a job or Otto Addo will get a job?
Chris is the one who is half Ghanaian, right?
Yes, half the Ghanaian. Yeah, the father is a Ghanaian.
So let me share this with you. Ghanaians have a strong affinity for foreign goods. Okay, we produce our own chocolate, but how many of us want imported chocolate as opposed to Ghanaian-made chocolates? I think they will bring this half Ghanaian, pay him twice as much as they would have paid the local coach. This is a no-brainer. They will never miss paying him, but if they employ the Ghanaian, he will probably go for 6 months and we will have excuses for not paying him. And eventually he will be frustrated, fold up or pack up and leave.
So can we reset our mind to believe in our own local goods? I mean, so if we take somebody locally from our place, a coach, and expose him to foreign coaching, or let's say, okay, go for 6 months coaching, take a team like, PSG, Barcelona, or whatever, study them for 6 months and use that knowledge to come and bless the local. Is it something that they cannot do? Do we always have to look afar like that?
We can do that, but Ghanaians don't like to invest in their own people. Historically, we are used to importing goods, if I can say that, from other countries. For us, we can put a lot of resources into manufacturing our own products. So a good example, we grow a lot of tomatoes in Ghana. We grow a lot of corn in Ghana, right? And so we have corn season where everything is in abundance. How many silos do we have in Ghana to store the corn? Okay. How many canneries do we have to process the raw tomatoes?
That's true.
And yet, if you were to send tin tomatoes to Ghana, people will beg and buy at any price you set just because it's called tin tomatoes.
Tin tomatoes.
Coming from China or elsewhere. All right. So you struck on a good point. It's about time we invested in our own people, in our own resources. Look, we produce a whole lot of natural resources. We even have oil, but we dig it crude oil, export it outside the country, refined, and then they sell them back to us at exorbitant prices. Look, gas prices are very, very expensive in Ghana, and yet we produce oil in Ghana. So this is a different topic. You probably need Dr. Opoku Ajimai because he likes to research into issues
of that
affecting Ghanaians, But look at our own educational system, okay? compare that to any Western society. We teach them US history, British history, and yet people don't even know our own history.
Well,
okay. We now, I have a niece who is just 12. And I was speaking with her last month and I'm asking her, so what are you interested in studying? And she says Spanish.
hey,
And I'm like,
wow.
okay, do you speak Ga? She says, no. Do you speak Ewe? No. What do you speak? English. Okay. So at a young age,
Already
she's
brainwashed.
focused on studying a foreign language, but does not know her own local language.
Well, Doctor.
So that is a different topic by itself.
By all means, yeah, Dr. Seti took us that the mindset. We need to change our mindset. Anyway, we don't want to take all the time for warming up. We have our financial discussion to do. And for you soccer fans out there, including Dr. Manu, tomorrow Wednesday, Burkina Faso plays Senegal. And the following day, Cameroon, the host, play Egypt. I asked him the other day to make a forecast. He said he doesn't believe in forecast. So I'm not even going to ask him who is going to win. But I'm tipping Cameroon to come out finally. Anyway, let's go to our discussion. In case you want to join us, make a contribution, ask a question, the number on Era 1 is 240-280-2633. 240-280-2633. And if you want to text us, it's 510-931-0946. All right, so we started with our financial discussion last week. And for those of you who missed it, I'm just going to do a quick recap and then I'll hand it over to Dr. Manu to take us through. So Dr. Manu led us through the emergency fund last week. He told us what emergency fund was, why we need it, and how we can set up emergency fund. It is something that we all need because you don't know when disaster is going to strike. And then he also made us aware that we need at least 3 to 6 months of savings stashed away. It could be part of your emergency fund, but then it is something that you have to put away in case something happens. You can always afford, because he made us understand that if you are fired today, God forbid it happens, and you have to look for a job, it will take you the application process, especially when you are doing the USA jobs. It takes a while before they even tell you you've scored that maximum point to even go to the next stage. And it could take you anywhere from 3 to even 9 months to get a job. So he proposed that 3 to 6 months of your savings emergency fund stashed away will be a good thing in case you go through any fallow period or job loss. That way you have some leg to stand on. And he also described what a debt snowball is. He told us what that was. And then, so today we're going to look at investment. What is investment? And what is the magic number to invest? So I will leave it for him. I don't know whether he wants to go over what I've summarized earlier before we move on to investment. Doc, so your court.
You did a very good job.
Thank you.
I like to start with, and don't kill me, I'm just a messenger.
Okay.
Invest in your children before you invest for wealth. Okay? Because if you invest in your children, you're going to yield a lot of returns. I can assure you, your returns will be much more than investing in the stock market. And why do I say that? A lot of Ghanaian fathers have fathered a lot of children, and yet how many of us take care of our children, let alone leave them inheritance? I call it legacy. Okay. You can build 10-story buildings in Ghana. You can own a lot of storefront houses. You can own a lot of fleet of cars in Ghana. But if you invest in your children, the dividends are much more than you can bear. Why do I say that? If you have a child or children and you can't take care of them, I think it's a curse.
Curse, yeah. The Bible speaks against it.
It's a curse. Okay? So those of us who have made it to these United States of America, there are plans for our children. And one of them is the 529 savings plan. Okay? I'll just take a few minutes to just tell you what it is. So if you go to Merrill Lynch, for example, okay, or Mass Mutual, or any of the brokers who deal with health and life insurance, they will tell you about these plans. The good news about these plans are they are post-tax, meaning that you can invest in it after you can invest in it from your net pay, which means that two things. It can reduce your taxable income, and secondly, it will also be helpful to pay for your children's education. Simply because the money that you set aside today will not be taxed, okay? It's exclusively going to be used for educational purposes. And I'll break it down what educational purposes will look like, okay? So a lot of people have asked me, oh, what if the child decides not to go to school? Is the money going to be gone to waste? No. What if I change my mind? Okay. So this 529 plans can be used from K through 12 education as well as college and beyond. Okay. So if your child attends a private school or parochial school, you can use that. Okay. You can budget for that. As soon as you get married and you know you're going to have children, this is a good way to start. And this is how our Jewish friends do. They have something called endowments, okay? We need to start putting money aside as endowment for our children and for our children's children. And so the white men have created this to sustain us not only through our lifetime, but when we are dead and gone, our children will have something to fall on. Okay, I know, Doc, you have a question about this, but pretty much any broker can set this up. If you don't have any broker, you can go to your bank and tell them, hey, Wells Fargo, I have a child, he or she is 3 months. I like to set up a 529 college plan for them. Okay, if they don't have it, they will pick up a phone and call those who can do it. They will make an appointment. You sign a few papers and the rest is history. Okay, we did that for our daughter. It really worked. And then there is a second part to it, which I will share with you secondly. If you think your child is on a good track, a college material, okay, apart from setting up the 529 college plan, also set up a plan to prepare them for college. Okay. Preparing them for college means that the school's SAT prep may not be enough. Okay. You may want to hire a private tutor, come home one-on-one, work with your child or children so that they can teach them how to write the college entrance exam, how to spot good answers, time, so on and so forth. Even applying to college in and of itself, it's time consuming.
Oh, that's true.
Writing an essay, somebody reviewing the essay, editing it for you. These are all investment that you can have for your children. If you don't know where to start, at least start from your bank, call Dr. Boison, and he will help you find someone who can help your children to become successful when they get to college.
That is very, very, very important. It's very important because, like I said earlier on, if you fail to plan, then you're actually planning to fail. It's very imperative. I mean, you rightly said it. I mean, we look at investment in what will do this, what they do, but then investing in your children is very, very important. Sometimes it's just even the ethics, the morals that you invest in them. Because, I mean, here it's very difficult for the children to even say, thank you, please. They won't do it. I mean, like in Ghana, if you bought a bus and you're sitting there and an old lady or old man comes up, the first thing you do is what? You get up for the person to sit down. Here, it doesn't happen that way. I mean, it's, oh, I paid for my bus fare. Why do I have to get down for, those kind of trainings are very difficult to come by. So like you said, these are intangible investment. They are not monetary by themselves, but then it's a legacy that when you are gone, they can still take care of themselves well. All right, thank you very much, Doc. And I want us to, well, you've mentioned about the investment in our children, which is very, very crucial and very important. Would you please hint a little bit on the magic number of the 15% investment with the pre-tax plans? That is for secular, not just for your children, I mean, on the whole.
Yeah, so in my research, I came across this 15%. It's a magic number.
Okay.
But it really works, not under every circumstance. Okay. So I work for the District of Columbia government. Okay. When I got there, I already was married and had a child. And so when they told me about the 15% investment, I shrugged. And I said, there's no way that I will be able to do that. Fortunately, the benefit specialist happened to be a Ghanaian. She is a Fanti. And so soon as she saw my name after the break, she came to me and said, "Hey, Miraba, it is a so 15%, it may appear to be too much for you, because if you make $100,000 a year, that means $15,000 has to be set aside for distribution into your 401k, 401b, 457, and so on and so forth. But you know, now we are wow, what is Kanukufia will be
to pay off.
When I came home, I told my wife, and my wife agreed, and the rest is history.
That's good.
You know, if you bring all the money home, trust me, there will be a need for your money. Not only a need, but there will be lots of wants for your money. Okay, so if you can, especially if you are young, single, and not have a lot of responsibilities, this will be a great time to start putting money aside towards your retirement. Your retirement. Don't wait till you turn 40, 50, 60 before you put money towards your retirement, because at that time, you're going to have lots and lots of responsibilities. You'll probably be taking care of your parents at that time. Okay. So that 15 number is a suggestion. If you can, that would be great. We taught our daughter, and she started while she took a year off from college and worked. And that 15% became a cushion for her. Every month we put money towards it while she's finishing up a PhD.
Wow.
We've been doing that for quite a while, and the money is yielding a lot of interest. It's not 15%, but we add a little bit to it every pay period.
And consistently.
When she graduates and she gets a job, she will pick up the 15% because she's single and doesn't have any expenses. She lives free. She lives for free in our house. She eats for free in our house. So I don't see why she should not be able to save 15% of her annual salary.
I mean, can I be one of your children, because I want this free rent and all that free stuff?
Well, if you are under 20 years,
I understand. They should take advantage, because this is very good. I mean, unlike them who were, we came from Africa and we came to patch with people, and I mean, some people have stories where they were given an ultimatum that, hey, in 3 months' time, 6 months' time, if you don't get a job and leave, I'll kick you out, you know. But they are born here and they are so fortunate. They have parents who came here the hard way, so they understand savings. So Ghana for them say, bread be my brain to almost savings nasi. Into a genisika, no baby, because me back from her first no. If anybody mentions $100, already no calculate they call Ghana cedis. Now you P, hey, it's a P way. But anyway, this is what it is. So our children need to be advised. I mean, sometimes they take things for granted. They have everything here, I mean, at their disposal. They don't know how others are suffering. So these children listening to us, you have to take advantage of your parents, I mean, or the system. If your mother is providing all this, up to now you are living in your father's house, all the money that come in, maybe do some part-time job you do. Save them for your wedding. And the bad thing is that, unlike, I mean, we are unfortunate from Ghana. You have to pay for your bride price, do your wedding. But here, they do wedding and they want the father of the bride to pay for all that. I'm going to change that, because I'm not going to. I paid for my wife everything, so you're not going to tell me when my daughter marries here, I have to pay for the wedding and stuff. It's not going to happen. Anyway, we'll discuss that later. Anyway, Doc, let's go to this college fund before we leave. You mentioned that if you do the 529, it's all purposeful for college. So what if the child, for some reason, gets scholarship or whatever, and they end up not using it? Is it very easy for them to use it to buy a car? Or how feasible is it to transfer it to other things apart from the education that you mentioned?
Yeah, so our daughter got full scholarship, okay?
Okay.
When you have free ride, it doesn't cover everything.
Okay.
Okay, you may think it even covers here to and fro from college, but it doesn't. Okay, so the plan allows you to use it for, say, room and board. If your child is living off campus, they can use that. If the college doesn't provide them with books, they can use that. They can use it to purchase computer and accessories and supplies and so on and so forth. Now, if they don't use it, you as the parent, you can also change the beneficiary to yourself to get an advanced education.
Oh, okay.
Which is very, very good. Okay, so for example, I'm old, I don't want to go to college, but I'm interested in learning a trade. I can use it to go to a vocational school and use it to pay for that. Additionally, if your child or you don't have a need for it, it can be converted into an IRA so that you can benefit from it in the long run. So long as you are not cashing out, you can convert it into other income generation ventures. Okay. So
that is awesome.
In my research, I came across a lot of things that could be used for. So you can use it to pay for tuition fees, books, supplies, equipment, computers, and sometimes room and board.
Okay.
An IRS allows you to withdraw up to $10,000 per year to pay for the tuition expenses. And you can use it for yourself if you want to further your education. Now, IRS has a lot of do's and don'ts for the 529 plans. So when you're setting it up, make sure you ask all of these. So for example, you cannot use it for home improvement. If you are renting somebody's home, you cannot use it for home improvement. Otherwise, you are subject to income tax.
Oh, sure.
All right. So you have to look into this. But at least it helps you to put money aside now to be used for the future. By then, the money would have yielded a lot of interest. And so if you invest 5,000 and your child uses it at age 18, it's probably going to be about 10,000 around that time.
Awesome.
If not more.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Well, if you, in case you just joined us, you are listening to us on Era One Radio. We are broadcasting live this evening on Facebook and YouTube. You can go to YouTube, Facebook, and look at the previous clips that we did. And Dr. Manu was here live last week and the week before. All the clips are on YouTube. You can go back and watch New Year, New You, and how to use financial baby steps to better your life this year. Because like I said, there are some things that God will do. That is a spiritual aspect. And he also requires that as human beings, we also use the wisdom he's given us to be able to plan well. So, we don't have to always crying. Because when Moses got to the Red Sea, God was expecting him to just use the rod to party. But then Moses was standing there asking the Lord, God, what do I do? And God said, what do you have in your hand? And he used it. So knowledge is powerful. It's power. Let's get it, and it will help us. In case you want to join us, the number is 240-280-2633. And you can text 510-931-0946. I think today my niece fell asleep, so she's not here with us this evening. We're going to go into how to pay off your debt. But before that, let me take a quick message from our sponsors so that I can allow Dr. Manu to take a sip of water, and then we'll continue.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Banan Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Banan Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did because we believe that health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
All right, we are back on Era One Radio, broadcasting live from Facebook and YouTube. Dr. Ostus, Dr. Setutu is also somewhere in the studio, and I don't know whether he has any question to pop in. And so I have on the other side in the hot seat is Dr. Charles Manu, aptly answering all our questions. Before we left for the break, I was saying that we're going to look into how to pay off your home early. And I believe it's even a silly question to ask about the advantages of paying off your home early. I'm not going to ask that question. That is very obvious. But Doc, some people believe that, in this country, because we relocate a lot, it's not even prudent or even essential to pay off your loan. How do you go about that? For instance, I'm active duty, so I have been relocating a lot. I started from California and moved to a lot of states. So what is the advantages of even trying to come up with an idea of trying to pay off your home or something like that?
Okay, that's a very great question. So when we look at investment, right, a car is not an investment. As soon as you drive it off the lot, it loses its value.
Depreciation.
A house is an investment because it appreciates, even if you stay in the house for a year or 2 or 3. So even if you move at the interval of 5 years, your house is still appreciating.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of us who go to Zillow, they can guesstimate the value of your home today against last year. And sometimes it makes you smile because your house is going to be sold at an appreciable rate.
Higher price.
Okay. So I think you're going to look at yourself as a real estate tycoon because every year you're selling your home and you're buying a new home. The good news about selling your home is you can use the gains to purchase another one without paying taxes on it. Okay. If you pocket the money, take them to Ghana, they will tax you heavily on a real estate gains or real estate taxes. All right. So if you plan to move every 5 years, buy a house at a very good location. Okay. Not the size of the house, but great location. So when you're doing your research, it's all about location. You can change anything about your house except the location. So my advice is it doesn't matter how long you stay in your home, so long as the house is the house is in a great location. You will get a buyer within days, not weeks. And then you can use the profit from the house wherever you go. You can use it. I mean, they have some terms. Sometimes IRS will allow you up to 30 days to purchase a home without losing that privilege.
Okay.
And so by the time you are ready to sell, you should be looking for something else to buy so that it doesn't become like you're trying to cheat the system. Always check with your realtor because they know how to help you buy and sell.
Awesome. All right, Doc. Very, very insightful information. Now, let's take a hypothetical example where somebody has a home in this country and they're also trying to build a home in Ghana. Maybe the idea was, okay, I want to finish the house in Ghana, rent it and use the money to finish paying the one in the US. What is the best advice to go around that?
I mean, this is a case by case basis. It's on an individual basis. So I'll use myself as an example.
Okay.
In the mid 2000s, my wife and I decided to purchase a home in Ghana and use it for rent. Whilst we were going through the process, the realtor told me that, well, first of all, they asked me, do you have a house in the US? I said yes. And the next question was, are you prepared to pay 2 mortgages? And I'm like, what is 2 mortgages? And she like, you're going to pay for your house in the US, you're going to pay for your house in Ghana. And I'm like, well, we can find a renter. She's like, it's not as easy as you think. Okay. Because renters also do their research. So if you lease your house for $1,500 a month, as they are moving in, they are also looking for something substantially less.
Cheaper, yeah.
And they will call you in the middle of the night and say, well, my plans have changed. I have to move right away. You may have a lease, you may have a contract, you may take them to court. It will take more than a year for the case to be settled in court. And guess who is going to make the payments? It's you. Okay. So we resolved and we decided that we're going to build. Build means whenever we are ready, we purchase a ticket, we go, we do whatever we can with the money, and we come back.
Okay.
There's no pressure, there's no stress. Exactly. So it's on case by case basis. You know, people can afford 2 mortgages without sweat.
Okay.
If you don't want the pressure, take your time and build your dream home. Okay. Take your time so there is no pressure, because there's a lot of stress in this country in and of itself. And if you add to your pile debt, it will eat you alive, and you may not even survive to enjoy the house that you've put up in Ghana or the house that you've purchased in Ghana. Trust me, a lot of people don't spend more than 6 weeks out of the year in their dream home that they've put up in Ghana. A lot of people. How long can you stay in Ghana for?
That's true.
If you have a job here and they give you a vacation for 6 weeks, I doubt it very much. Yep. I doubt it, because I'm a manager and I would not approve 6 weeks of vacation for you. I don't know who is going to do your job. And I cannot take on that responsibility in addition to my managerial supervision and so on. So again, you got to think about it, talk it over with your family, your spouse, and see what is best. Let me ask you, do you think your children would like to move to Ghana to occupy that dream home?
That is an issue. They might not. I mean, they will just take regular vacations, but to go and live there, maybe in future, one of my daughters was teasing me that she was going to go to Ghana and marry this musician. What is his name? I forgot. Kiddy or something. I just love that. So just so funny, but they wouldn't go and live there. They just
Shatawali, right?
I just Shatawali. I just said Kwesiata. She was making fun of Kwesiata. Yeah, I'll go and marry Kwesiata. So, oh wow. Yeah. By the time you get there, Kwesiata is already married and popping up children, so it will be too late. But they might just go for vacation. You rightly said it. Yeah, they might not even want to. They like the vacation is fine, but to live there for that long. About from I said there are some amenities here that are so used to here. Well, I mean, you people, you are lucky here. You don't have those. Say the Yankasa, young war Ghana. Oh, now may war Ghana until you always make that statement. Sometimes.
One other thing is, if you can buy a second home here and use the returns to put up your building in Ghana.
Okay.
Because your second home, your rental income may be enough to use it to build a house in Ghana or to make another mortgage somewhere else. And the truth of the matter is, this home your children can move in. Okay, they can assume ownership before
true.
you even pass away.
That's true. That's true.
But the house in Ghana, the Ebusuafo there, they're gonna fight your children. They're gonna make it not impossible, but difficult. Because they're gonna say, Charles now what you honor. Where were you? They don't care about this nucleus family that we have, mother, father, children. They will say, we are the real inheritors of his property. You know? So again, we got to think about it, talk to your spouse, determine what works for you. But for me, I don't like stress. My job is already stressful, managing people. And I don't want to add additional stress to it. Yeah, that's, you are lucky you have hair. When I started with the DC government, I have Afro hair.
Wow.
Now look at me.
No, you just said that people who don't have hair are romantic. I'm sure that's what Vera told you. So you just went to the barber and started taking it off to make you more romantic. I mean, you can still grow it if you want to. Anyway.
Well, no, not even kids can bring my hair back.
Anyway, so you mentioned, this ownership as part of, wealth. I was going to go to how to build wealth and be able to give, and having a house that is a mobile property, unlike a vehicle which can break easily or depreciate after you move it from the parking lot. What are other means of, building wealth, so you'll be able to be a giver, not just, always trying to receive it? Other ways of, building wealth apart from being a homeowner or other resources. I think last we mentioned about the fact that if we wanted to help people back home, like, set up some fund that they can borrow into and use it and, be stable or something like that. But I want us to zero in on how to be able to build wealth, because your paycheck coming in every month, of course, you are being able to pay all your utilities, but however much you put down is not enough, even for retirement or whatever. So whilst you are still strong and something is coming in, what are the other means to be able to build wealth?
Well, they say that if you want to build wealth, you should be debt free.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you an analogy. When you put your money in a savings account, the interest that you get is peanuts.
That's true.
Okay. But if you owe American Express or Discover or Visa, the minimum interest you're going to pay is about 19.9%.
Wow.
Okay, that's the minimum. If you are lucky, you'll probably be paying less than 19%. So why put your money in a bank earning 0.05 while somebody is charging you 19%?
Yep.
It doesn't make good math sense. Okay, so that's the first criteria to build wealth. You need to be debt free. If I say debt free, it doesn't mean you will never incur any debt. There are some recurrent debts.
Okay.
Like for me, my student loan. Okay. I cannot run away from it. The moment I do that, I lose all my pension.
That's true.
My social security will be gone. So I have to think of paying it off before I can accumulate wealth. Okay, that's number one. Number two, think of additional sources of income. Okay, because living from paycheck to paycheck may not be ideal.
That's true.
If you were to lose your job, if you were to incur any accident whatsoever, the income may not be the same and it's going to be very challenging. So I will advise all my audience, look for an additional source of income. It may be sources of income. Okay. Second job is great. If you can produce music, great. If you can be an influencer on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, great. Whatever you can do to give you an additional source of income. Our women are so resourceful.
Okay, that's true.
Some of them, They sell African cloth. They make they cater for funerals, parties, what have you. They can make kenke and bring it to your home or to your store. They make pastries, chips, donuts, whatever. Okay. Our women are so resourceful. Some of them sew on the side. Others do so many amazing things just to help the family grow. Okay. I know of a family who put that money in a container. As soon as they make the dokno and they send it to the store and it's paid, the money is recycled and then they put the profits in a container. And then when the container gets full, they put that in a bank, a separate account. Okay, so if your wife or yourself know how to do something, you can use that as an additional source of income to help to pay off your debt early. If you pay off your debt, the whole container belongs to you.
That's true.
But if you owe someone every month, whether you have a job or not, they expect payment from you. Okay? So think of any creative ways of getting additional source of income. Be creative, because in this country, as long as you are creative, you will get somewhere.
That's true.
It's called innovation. Okay? And that leads me to what you and I were talking about. Right now, I know you listening to me, you have brothers and sisters who are depending on you.
That's true.
I call it over-dependency. Okay? Because they can work without you. But since you are in the picture, they will make sure you take care of them. Okay? I don't want to take care of anybody apart from my own dependents, meaning my wife and my daughter. I can help you to get your 2 feet on the ground, but I'm not going to keep holding you every step of the way. So, and I hate sharing this online because our family members may think we don't want to support them.
Yeah, it's true.
But Charles, what is important is I will take you to the bank, okay? Get a loan for you. You bring your mother as a collateral.
Seriously.
Not me as your father, but you bring your mother as a collateral. Okay? And then I will give you a micro loan, meaning that it's not going to be a substantial loan.
Micro.
Everybody wants to be trustworthy in the eyes of the bank, quote unquote, everybody. Yeah. But they will never be trustworthy to you, Charles, just because you are a family member.
That's it. That mindset has to be changed.
Okay? If Charles, me do see canament to our day.
So me mama ba na say me auntie ba na unti. Yeah, ebusiafo.
Yeah, ebusiafo want to be catchers and now we need do see kenti there. Okay? So I'm very interested in doing microfinance. It's not macro where I will have to take everybody to the bank and get loans for them. I can start with 5 at a time, right? Where the tune of 100 cedis will be enough to support you per day. Buy what you need, you sell it, you pay the $100 back, you take the profit. The next day, if you want to work, we give you the same $100. You buy what you need to sell it, take your profit, you pay the $100 back. If you fail to pay, your mother will be arrested.
As a collateral. She will be the collateral. Hey, seriously.
Okay, so if I do this for 1 year, can you guess how many people I could help?
That is true.
I can help a lot. If you know how to weave baskets, we will buy you the raw materials, weave the baskets. You get paid for weaving. We sell and we keep the profits. You only get paid for coming to work. If you fail to show up because it rained and you don't want to go through the rain or the mud, so be it. You know, I've never seen someone who refused to go to work and they got paid in this United States. Never seen one. Talk to your landlord and say, oh, this man, I don't feel like paying my rent.
Wow.
So we need to teach people how to fish and
That's
make
true.
them responsible. I don't believe in going to Ghana and dish money to people just because they don't have it and they are needy. I'm needy too. Okay?
But you know, Doc, you know, it takes so little to help somebody in Ghana. Imagine, I mean, I heard about Kennedy Japan. I hear he was giving us some sewing machines and stuff. There are people who have finished maybe GSS, they cannot continue because of financial constraints. But such a person or somebody can be given just a sewing machine, because Ghana, if you have to go and learn, your own so you could two kind of simple you utinsa near pay machine ma so I mean somebody can just get a sewing machine, a lady can just get a sewing machine, pay for the things some own or could be any store. So it's very easy. Somebody can get a container, just give him $100 or $200 to buy water, buy provisions, and as long as they are astute and full of integrity, they can sell and bring back the capital or something. It's so easy to have, but the problem we have is the integrity. That is what is killing people.
Well, Doc, you know, and I hate to use these examples because as Ghanaians, we are used to being spoon-fed.
That's true.
From grade school to the university level. Look, I was in Ghana just this past summer, and I was speaking with some university students, and I asked them, so what do you do in between your classes? Oh, I go to sleep. And I'm like, you go to sleep? But uncle, what do you expect from me? Okay, whereas our daughter, when she was in college, in between her classes, she will be working at the library, she will be working at the canteen, even though she had a free ride. We taught her how to be responsible. Okay? I cannot just put money into her account every week. No. You got to work on campus. Some people do grounds work, others do security. You've been there. No, you've been there. Okay? But we are used to telling our students that, oh, you don't want to go to school. Then you go to sleep in between your lectures. So you have lectures from 9 to 10, and your next lecture is 4 p.m., and you sleep through. Who does that? Even high school students here, 14, they get letters from their principal so they can go work, so long as it's not dark.
It's a different system.
Okay? They will just push carts, they will do stockings, they will do anything just to get their own money. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example. There is a country, small country tucked in East Africa called Eritrea. Okay. Some time ago, they had a president who said, I'm going to end all imports. And everybody was fighting him. He said, I don't care. I'm closing all the ports. Nothing is coming in. We're going to do only exports. Nothing. He closed the port from everyone importing goods into Eritrea. And they asked him, so how do you expect us to survive? He said, use this.
The brains.
Okay. You've been to the university, studied engineering. You make the car. You make the refrigerator. Okay? Why do we have to pay for you to go to engineering school, spend 4 to 6 years there, come out, and you cannot even repair a refrigerator?
Motorbike. That's disgrace. So
Okay?
theory.
So for 5 years that he was in power, 0 import.
Wow.
And after that, the country blossomed. People were so innovative. They had wind turbines. to power their generators because they didn't have oil. But they managed. For 5 years, everybody was doing something.
That reminds me of that idiom: necessity is the mother of invention. If you don't have it, you'll be forced to invent it. There's a lady who put a post on, I don't know whether she meant have or have not. I don't want to put her name out, but she said, please remember me in your prayers because I have money to pay my children's school fees and my house rent. I don't know whether she meant I have not, or but then that's what the reading says. First name is Gloria. Gloria will pray for you that God will bless the work of your hands too, and then to have the wisdom to go around it. Because I don't know whether you meant I have money to pay or I don't have money. That is what it said. Doc, we are rounding up. This discussion is very important because that tendency to try being help is always there for us, that we have to look back and help. It boils down to how people are going to use their resources. The mindset that we grew up with is so different. It's a different paradigm shift. If you travel, you see the differences. If you get stuck in one place for a long time, that is all you know. But when you travel, like they say, travel and see, you realize that some parts are not really living up to expectation. And it's all because the mindset is so bad. That's what we need to hammer in. Yeah, you want
let me throw this in.
Yes, sir.
Whilst I was in Ghana, I visited a friend who was also building.
Okay.
And his nephews came from the city, and they called him and uncle, you ever see a lecture or so? Me was site mumra. Will be out in the bottom.
Well, gentlemen and ladies.
And people were working, carrying mortar, digging, and this and that. And he went into his car and he started paying the workers. So uncle I was so.
Wow.
Was it so? Ushata upa rock, kutu concrete, koswa concrete, kutu way. Kalani jina hosa so uncle we di nye bida.
Share.
Okay. And sika me wono me de tua sanko fu we ka. Kwaya mo fa so ba ye no. Mo be fa so akọ. So who wants to give you money for not doing
for free,
anything? For doing nothing. So it's a wake-up call for everyone who plans to go to Ghana. Don't just give your money to family members just because. Just because.
That's true.
Let them work for it, and it's going to change one family, one community, and the whole country.
Thank you very much, Doc. It's been a very insightful evening, and I know the only thing I couldn't tackle was the credit score, which maybe one day in the future I will be able to look at it. But credit score, I think, is something like having integrity, being able to buy and pay, and so you build up that integrity that people can trust you. It's a figure. It's a figure that so you have this score 670, 800, because if somebody has 660 and you have 820, they tell you you are a better scorer. Your score is better. So they trust that when you buy something, you will pay. And so they will give you more loan or more whatever you need. Our time is up. So Doc, in 30 seconds, I know Dr. Osetutu has to broadcast a new program, so another program. So 30 seconds, but my closing remarks, Nyanko.
The closing remark, and it says, invest in your children.
Amen.
Okay. If you don't know, ask. There's nothing called stupid question.
That's true.
Ask. Go to your bank and tell them, I like to invest for my children. They will help you set up a savings account that you can manage. Your child will not have access to it. Okay. And that money can grow. If you want to build a house in Ghana, think about building or buying a second home here so that second home can be used as a rental property, and you use that money to build a home in Ghana. Don't just give money to people. Teach people how to manage money. Once they become responsible, they should be able to manage money very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, once people manage to try to manage their own money, and teaching them is like this trick. Don't give all the fish to the man. Just teach him how to fish. That is what Dr. Manu is saying. and that we should invest in our children, because when all is said and done, the people you give money to all the time in the streets, they will help, but then your own children will be the ones that will help you most. So let's invest in our children, it will pay off. Thank you very much, Dr. Manu, for gracing us. I know you are very scarce, but then I'll talk to you offline. If we happen to have another chance sometime, we'll come back and continue with other stuff, because this year we want to be able to educate our people with the little knowledge that we have. It's going to help all of us. It's a community service we are trying to do. We are trying to help with what we know. And Peter said, silver and gold have I not, but such as I have, I give unto you. So the knowledge that we have, we will give to you and will help you. I know Dr. Setus is ready to go on to our second broadcast for the night. Era 1 is a 24/7 broadcast show. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Tune in throughout the day. If we are not having discussion like this, music is playing all over, gospel, whatever type of genre of music you want is always 24. These machines don't rest, and Dr. Sedutu is doing a very good job. So on behalf of Era 1, on behalf of Dr. Charles Manu and myself, thank you for joining us on The Divine Connection. I'm your host, Charles Boison. And also, if you want to, do adverts on our program, just call the station and Dr. Sedutu will hook you up. We want to publicize the people that can benefit from your business. We talked about building worth. Building worth means knowing how to even do a commercial or advert for your whatever business you are doing, so you can have more people to patronize your business. Thank you very much, Doc. I will catch you again and say hi to Dr. Vera. Have a good evening and thank you very much. All right, we are out.